Hello everybody, welcome to another metal detecting adventure with me, Miss Detectorist. I'm about to leave to go to the Roman fields and I have to admit I've had a pretty horrible night's sleep. Partly super excited and partly feeling a little bit apprehensive. We are going to be metal detecting today on a permission which has quite obviously had some Roman activity in the past. It looks like there has been a farmstead or villa on the land. I found building materials, I found coins and artefacts. I think someone from the military must have been based there, and possibly someone with some wealth, judging by the status of the fibula that I found and judging by the hoard that was found in the 1800s. It would seem to me that that person was wealthy and was having to spend time away from home and leave their goods safe. My plan is to go up to the location where the hoard was originally found. It's set inside a little woodland. Oh, how pretty, you say. Yes, it is. It's also spooky as hell. Was I just imagining that? Anyway, we're going to find out today. I've got a very dodgy setup with my detector worth about 1,500 quid hanging out the back of my backpack, and I just thought I'll try this as a new technique, but I'm not going to recommend it in case that expensive bit that you can see on the top, which is the little computer that does all the work, if that falls off I'm in trouble. I can hear the wind in the woodland where I'm going to be going, and I'm hoping it's going to be a wind of good fortune. What's that? It's a hare. I've never seen a hare. I don't think we'll get any closer, but it's huge. It's much bigger than a rabbit. I thought it might be a deer or a fox at first. It's running away. Leading me into the woods. That was amazing. I've never seen a hare before. I saw a carving of a hare at the Roman baths. And the hare was almost as big as the dog. Oh, deer. Oh, we just missed them. 3 deer have just run into the same woods. How funny that the 2 carvings I've seen or read about with regards to this area have been of hunters with a deer and hunting dogs with a hare, and this morning I've seen both. It just goes to show that we are detecting in a place that is largely unchanged. This is the woodland. It's very beautiful. Floors covered in wild garlic. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to use my lines because it's so deep here. I'm not sure it's going to work. Plan change. The wild garlic in this woodland is too long to detect. It's almost as high as my knees. So I'm looking longingly at this ploughed field, and I've just written to the landowner to see if that's part of the farm. I think it is, but I don't want to obviously trespass, so I just want to double check before I go in there. But if it's free to me, I'm going to go in there big time. I've got love eyes for that field. Just before I leave the woods, I'm going to pick a bit of this stuff for my salad. This is called cleavers. It's the stuff that you stick on people's backs as a hilarious joke when you're about 11. It sticks to clothes, look. Funny, huh? Anyway, the tops are in spring are very good to eat. They just taste like lettuce. They've got a similar kind of bitter taste to lettuce. That'd be good in my salad. This is the Roman field where I found all the goodies in the last few months, and I'm sitting next to a pile of rocks that I left here to indicate where I got to last time, and I think I'm going to just continue on here and see what we find. Finally a signal, and it's a really nice one as well. In the 70s, normally that would be something bronzy. I think it's going to be lead. It is, it's lead. God, I've searched this field for probably 2 hours now and not found really anything. It could be a pot mend. I'm currently a mobile charging station. I've got my detector charging on my back, and I've been charging my phone as well whilst I walk along. I'm making my way to a new field. I'm excited actually, but it is about to start to rain and I've just packed my coat in there, so looks like I'm going to be getting wet. There's the spooky woods, and on the other side of it is my field where I've been detecting, and we've got this lovely warm earth. Wow, I can see why this little woodland that I've been wanting to detect in today was built, because it's obviously protecting what was a homestead over there from this wind. I've been looking and looking and looking and looking, and I have found something. Now, is it going to be a coin or a button? Oh, it's a button! I've had quite a kind of frustrating morning so far. Having thought I was going to be detecting in here in the woods, I discovered that, as I imagined, the whole place is absolutely riddled with shotgun cartridges. These are the little things that I'm talking about. Round, made of copper alloy, and they give off a signal like, it just sounds like a coin. Another one. Found a knife, not an old one, and in the field I found buttons and a clay pipe. Quite a nice one actually, quite a big, thick, chunky one. So lots of evidence there of farm workers, but I think what I really want is to find something Roman today. So I'm going to go back into my field and try again. 2 minutes back in the Roman field, and I have got a nice signal, and I think, could it be a coin? Let's have a look. It is a coin, but what kind? We might never know. Unfortunately, there's not much to be seen. I can see a monarch, but I'm not sure which monarch it is. That is quite intimate, isn't it? We're witnessing something we probably shouldn't be looking at, guys. I feel like it needs some sort of music. I've lost my mic. I'm quite pissed off about it. But on the way to find it, I've got a nice signal, so at least that's something. Oh, it's moo tube. Oh, look where I am. I can't see where I've been, and yet, what's this? My mic! Thank you so much, Deus II. You've helped me find it. I was just thinking, I'm basically in the same position as those Romans losing their coins. I've lost my mic. I was looking around thinking there is absolutely no way in the world that I'm going to find it in here. Look at the coverage on the ground, for goodness sakes. For now, YouTube is still on. I just had a signal and it didn't sound too good. It sounded a bit iffy and sounded like a kind of scratchy 40, and I thought I'll just check. And I've dug it up, and I thought initially it was a piece of wire in green casing, but it's not wire. Let's have a look. So this is the object that I found, and I thought it was wire, but actually I'm looking at it, it's got decoration on it. We need to give that a good clean. It's got a pattern on it, little dots. Each end is finished with a dot and a bar, same at this end, and in the middle there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. That is beautiful, isn't it? Isn't that lovely? Must be about 10 centimetres long. It's obviously not a ring. I want to say it's Roman because it's here where I found all the other Roman things. Wow, yes! Something interesting at last! What a lovely, lovely thing. I'm so happy with that find. I just reached out to some of my contacts to see if I could find out a bit more about it. I think the most likely explanation is that it's a piece of a bracelet, a Roman bracelet from the 2nd century. And apparently these bracelets were sometimes left as votive offerings in rural shrines. So we could be, well, looking at a very exciting find there, because if I'm going to spend a lot more time around here. Okay, so I found another signal, so let's see what it is. I think it's possible we've got a coin here. Yes, we have got a coin. Oh, how my luck has turned around. What is it about giving up and then you suddenly find something great? Oh, I'm so pleased about this. So where my bag is there, that's where I found the bracelet. And here, a coin. Right, a pile of stones marks the spot. And tomorrow I'm going to come back and scour this area. Today has been a real lesson in you've got to dig the rubbish to get to the good stuff. And also that miracles can happen. To think that I lost my mic in that woodland behind me in 12-inch long carpet of wild garlic, and I found it again. I mean, what are the chances of that? I was literally about to give up my YouTube career, having broken the mic several times, and now I thought I'd lost it. And the end of the day has just been outrageously brilliant. Finding a segment or I don't know whether it's a segment or a complete bracelet. Apparently it's quite unusual to find such a large section. And to think it's complete, it's got a complete design on it. That's really quite a special thing. I think I'm going to say it's one of my favourite ever finds. I've got a few that I love, and that's definitely up there with them. because it's something that would have been worn by a Roman person and cherished by them and used as an offering possibly as well. The signal was so scratchy and rubbish, and I guess that's because it was a sort of wiggly windy piece of metal and it was barely there, you know. I only dug it because I was desperate.